Hi guys, today we are going to look at the beautiful Nidus Prime. And you can look at his mutation version. He looks so badass. So I will share with you the build. I'm focusing on his first Virulence and Larva skill. So what you need to do is cast your second skill, Larva, to group the enemy. After that, you cast Virulence on them, so that it will trigger the effect Teeming Virulence. Hitting 4 enemies with Virulence grants 120% critical chance. And this is affected by your strength, and my strength is 192%. So Teeming Virulence will give me extra 230% CC on my primary weapon, and this is a multiplicative damage. So group the enemy. And then you see the Teeming Virulence. After that, you will constantly score critical hits. So it's quite powerful. I have tried several builds and I find this more suitable for me. The duration is only for 15 seconds because I cannot put in more mods. So I'm trying to save slot. If I can constantly hit 4 enemies, I don't need a lot of duration. Because I am also trying to achieve the stat for Nidus. We look at the passive of Nidus. If Nidus is killed with at least 15 stat of mutation, then you will not die, but you consume the 15 stat. So for this passive, you are going to constantly cast your Virulence and your Larva, trying to build up your stack no matter what. So you don't need to put in more duration, since you need to cast your first skill and second skill even without Teeming Virulence. So for that reason, I do not focus on duration, but rather the strength, and the most importantly, the range of Nidus. Another mod that you can put in is overextended, but this one will minus a lot of ability strength. But if you prefer that way, that means you remove Teeming Virulence and you put overextended and focus on the range only. But because I want to have a bit of more CC for my weapon, so I use Teeming Virulence and then I do not use overextended, so that for my critical chance, it will as high as 230%. And range is the most important attribute for Nidus, because every of his skill need range. For strength, as long as you have above 180 or you reach 180% is enough. For the link to provide you 90% damage redirection, you only need 180% strength. But because of Teeming Virulence, the higher your strength, the higher the CC it provides. And then for Cunning Drift, it adds 15% more ability range. You can remove it and put other strength mod if you like Power Drift, for example. It will add 15% ability strength if you want to go all the way into strength build. But I prefer range for my Nidus. Adaptation is very important for Nidus, because when you look at his stat, he has very high armor, very high health, and no shield. So adaptation is important so that he can negate some of the damage. And 3 Umbra mods to fully maximize Nidus potential: Umbra Intensify, Umbra Vitality, and Umbra Fiber. If you don't have Umbra Vitality, and this mod at max rank, then you can replace with Vitality, Steel Fiber, and the common Intensify. And then Stretch and Ogris for the range. And finally, this slot, you can replace it with any other mods that you like. For some people, they prefer Rolling Guard, for example, then they can use it. But for me, I prefer Prime Sure-Footed because I like to test different weapons, and some of them are explosive weapons. So if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, you need to remain a distance from your enemies. If not, you will keep getting knocked down, and that is very annoying to me. So that's why I prefer Prime Sure-Footed. So you can try your build first. If you think you can manage the knockdown effect, then you can remove this mod for other mods. For example, Blind Rage. For example, Transient Fortitude, because you can have very high strength. And then you need to bear in mind the energy of Nidus is only 188. So if you use Blind Rage, minus 55% ability efficiency, you will have a hard time trying to build up your stat. You at least need 100% efficiency so that I can maintain 100 stat for long run, and you won't die. That's the beauty of Nidus. And then for the weapon, I highly recommend explosive weapon like Kuva Bramma, Tenet Arca Plasmor, Kuva Ogris, Kuva Nuclear, etc. So I'm going to use Empress. So this is my build for Empress. I go for corrosive hit, and then I have multi-shot, sinister reach. This one I have already tested in Simulacrum. The plus 12 beam length really works on Empress. It will double the range of the weapon. So from 18 to 28, like 10 more meters for your weapon. So I find it very handy. But let's say if you think the range is already sufficient for you, then you can replace Sinister Reach with Vigilance Supply. Because of that 5% chance to enhance critical hits. And you have Vigilant Armament, so you will get 10% chance. That is a good substitute. Or any other mods that you prefer. Holster speed, some people they like to keep switching weapons, so maybe they can try it out. Hush is to reduce the noise so that you can remain in stealth mode. But I think the best one is either Vigilance Supply or Sinister Reach for Empress. And then Empress is a heavy CC weapon, so I use critical damage, Vital Sense, and critical delay, critical chance, 200%. So you can see the CC is very high, 96% with 6.7 critical damage. And this is the ribbon I use. Critical damage, toxin, and then minus zoom is a harmless negative. If you do not have ribbon, no problems. You can replace it with probably amalgam serration because of the 25% sprint speed. But since now we have arcane for our weapon, when you look at arcane, plus 30% damage for 4 seconds, step up to 12 times. So actually with additive damage, then you will have better damage output with another element. So that's why I put termite rounds. So after you cast your Larva, press 1. Then you see Teeming Virulence, the icon on your top right. That means it's triggered already, the effect, and you can see you score a lot of critical hits. It's actually deleting the enemies. And then when you keep hitting your 1, you can see the stat on the lower left of the screen is now 32, 33, 34. So every time you die, you will consume 15 stat. So if you have 100 stat in Steel Path, you are basically immortal. So the skill of Nidus actually synergize very well together. And when you kill enemies when they are in your lava, it will also make your stat higher. I have already reached 100 stat with just that bunch of enemies, like 20 of them already reached 100. So that's how you play Nidus. He's not the most powerful frame, but sometimes you just want to have fun and don't want to worry much about dying, then he is quite good for that. And I like the grouping technique. So Teeming Virulence is a nice add-on for Nidus combo. Cast Larva and then your Teeming Virulence, get all the clips, and then also cast your link. So after you cast your link, you cannot damage the enemy anymore. This one is already linked to you. And the best way now to earn Nidus Prime Relics is through farming Bread Star. You get free Forma, Ghoul Soul, and also relics from Bread Star events. So farm the event while it is still available. So that's all for my Nidus build. Hope you guys have fun playing with Nidus Prime. See ya!